and Derek Ray.
Thank you very much, Darryl. Good evening, everyone. The curtain soon to come down on this Premiership season, and two of the league's headline-making clubs about to lock horns for the final time in the campaign. Second versus third. Aberdeen and Heart of Midlothian aren't going to get much of a break, both due back in training by the 15th of June, with their opening Europa League qualifiers following on just 15 days later. I think we're just waiting for one more Aberdeen player, and then they'll be let loose. Jack Hamilton between the posts for Hearts again, with Neil Alexander on the bench. Well, they walk out on this sun-kissed evening. The Tawdry Stadium used for football since 1899, but perhaps just 3 years away from the end of its life. Big news today about Aberdeen's proposed move to a new site 8 miles away near West Hill. Aberdeen make just one switch from the team that almost came back to draw with Celtic. Simon Church misses the game through injury. The replacement is a defender, 19-year-old Scott McKenna, captain of the development side. He recently signed a new 2-year contract with the club. Mark Reynolds has to be content with a place on the bench. 18-year-old Scott Wright might be an option later. Heart of Midlothian make 3 changes from Saturday's rather sleepy 1-1 draw with Ross County. Same defensive setup, so Jack Hamilton keeps his place in goal. Arnaud Djoum and Dario Zanata, who came off the bench at the weekend, both start this time. Juanma, the hammer of the Dons at Tynecastle last month, plays as well. Out go Don Cowie, Sam Nicholson and Gavin Riley. Chris, the tactics board.
Just wondered whether Aberdeen will go with a 3 or a 4. We've got them there as a 4. Kenny McLean will be more of a false 9 as a centre forward, will come deep and link the play, but it's a big night for young McKenna coming in, left-sided centre half. And for Hearts, well, they'll go a 4-4-2. And Hearts, they get some players through their conveyor belt, and Zanata on the left. I'm looking forward to seeing him.
2 wins apiece in the 4 previous competitive meetings this term. Robbie Nielsen beside his right-hand man, Stevie Crawford. And the referee is Andrew Dallas, son of the former World Cup official Hugh Dallas. Well, a season of what might have been for Aberdeen. They won their opening 8 league games under Derek McInnes. And that run that saw them collect just 1 point out of a possible 15. Comfortably in second, and a chance to break their own points record for a single season. I must say, it's a beautiful evening for football. They're in the northeast. One at the ready. Perry Kitchen just had a quick word. He's made his way back now. So the penultimate match of the season for Aberdeen and Hearts. Aberdeen 10 points better off. Both have fallen a bit in recent weeks. Well, the sun might well be a factor. Jack Hamilton looking right into it. Chance for the Dons to record what would be a 100th victory over the team from West Edinburgh. Spotted on by Niall McGinn towards Johnny Hayes. Aberdeen having to improvise a bit in attack with Kenny McLean between the pair of them, McGinn and Hayes. What would you call McLean, Chris? A false 9?
Yeah, I think so. He's not one who I would expect to offer much in behind, which is why you'll see Hayes and McGinn, who have that pace to get them behind the Hearts back line.
Andrew Considine, 275th league appearance for Aberdeen. Here's the captain, Ryan Jack. Ash Taylor didn't have the happiest of nights. Aberdeen took on Hearts in Corgi a few weeks ago. Shay Logan's measured pass, Johnny Hayes. Well, not holding back, was he? Proposed by John Souter. It's actually gone the way of Aberdeen here.
I think that's extremely harsh. Souter gets his body in. Hayes does have pace, but Suter did nothing wrong there. But an opportunity now for Aberdeen. Expect a left footer.
That would mean Johnny Hayes. And McKenna is up from the back for the set piece. Aberdeen playing towards the beach end in the first half, towards the Richard Donald stand. Being very deliberate here, the Dons, taken by Niall McGinn. Maybe scope for Abiola Dowda to put on a bit of pressure. Shane Logan committed to Aberdeen for 2 more years. That was the good news the club received recently. That was by Willow Flood. So it bobbles around. The challenges come flying in. And there's another one after the whistle had gone. Hayes down just prior to that. And Andrew Dallas wants it spotted in the correct place. Calm down, everyone.
Yeah, he's just trying to assert a bit of control. Just wonder with that first free kick for Aberdeen, they should really have loaded that in on top of Jack Hamilton in the goal and put him under pressure. I think the sun, which we talked about, is low and right in his eyes.
There's going to be a challenge for Hamilton. Johnny Hayes. Here's McGinn, seemed to catch Hearts by surprise, crashes the ball against Juwon Oshaniwa, a Nigerian international. Not any great rush to return to his feet.
No, I think that hit him in an uncomfortable place. He was out to stop the cross. And
sometimes pictures tell 1,000 words. He's trying to hobble on here, Oshaniwa. Man who marked a certain Lionel Messi in Porto Alegre at the last World Cup, playing for Nigeria against Argentina.
Messi scored 2, though.
He did, yeah. He was at that game. Felt a bit for Oshaniwa, I must say. In by McLean. Ash Taylor. High into the air. It's away by Perry Kitchen. And Hamilton there to collect. Early sparring stages at Pataudry. We don't usually complain about too much sunlight in this part of the country. I can say that as someone born and brought up here.
Scotland full stop.
Alim Öztürk, real leader for Heart of Midlothian. Conor Hume really brings his influence to bear. Excellent acquisition, I have to say.
Yeah, absolutely. A real smart piece of business. And Hearts have done some good business this season. Getting him on a free. He's been one of the outstanding players for Hearts.
Taken by Oshaniwa. Clicked on by Dario Zanata, who's occupying the left flank. And McKenna might see a little bit of him. Zanata pinches in. 2 youngsters starting this game. Hume, Jack, Flood behind him. Scurry by Johnny Hayes. Considine. Hayes, and Callum Patterson, his direct opponent. Patterson named in the Scotland squad. Hayes. Constant movement. Free kick here.
Yeah, I think Andrew Dallas just waited to see that Aberdeen could gain an advantage. Good refereeing.
Andrew Dallas in charge of his first Aberdeen game since December 2014. Up there trying to cause havoc. Hamilton watches it all the way. No damage done. 0-0 here.
It's 6.5 minutes. It's been put under no real pressure. See, the sun is troubling him. Get the ball in on top.
Started at the weekend against Ross County, Jack Hamilton. Where are my teammates? He might be asking himself. Somewhere down there. Shea Logan. Here's Oshaniwa for Hearts. It was a well-merited victory for the Jambos against Aberdeen last time out. Remember, Aberdeen took the lead through Simon Church. And a Juanma double. So burst back into form. It's been an up-and-down season for Juanma. Oshaniwa taking issue with the verdict.
Yeah, I think he feels hard done by. It was a foul for me. Too much hands-on.
McGinn with it. Quite fall for McKenna. Considine in there. McLean was looking to pose problems for the Hearts defence. Won by McGinn towards the byline. Goal kick here. Derek McInnes always setting targets for his team. And they would dearly love to win these last two games and make it a new points record. This is the scene here at Pittodrie. As we mentioned earlier, big news on the stadium front. Aberdeen hoping to move to a new site in 2019, about 8 miles away, West Hill. Not so far from Kingswells, if you know your geography. Very near the new bypass, which will help everyone. And Perry Kitchen, decent idea.
Yeah, it's good goalkeeping there from Colin. Read that ball in behind. It was Bright. I think it was Dowder. Running in behind on his toes, Adam Collin.
Andrew Considine in his 13th season with Aberdeen. McGinn was in position to take over. Oh, that shoots all the way through, and Graham Shinnie was close to it. For Aberdeen, applause from Derek McInnes and most of the supporters.
Oh, what a ball from McLean. Shinnie's unlucky. He's trying to get in the box. If anything, just too much pace on the ball.
Kenny McLean really wanted to play for Scotland again. Why wouldn't you? But Gordon Strachan did make it clear no Celtic or Aberdeen players in his squad. On their plate this season, and remember, Aberdeen, like Hearts, have to start early on the Europa League qualifying front. Oshaniwa.
He was feinting to throw back to the goalkeeper, was he? 60 yards. Would have been interesting.
Right way eventually. I think the Aberdeen fans thought he was stealing a yard or two, but it fizzles out. It's a very nice tribute to the late Norman Goldie earlier. Very famous Aberdeen supporter. Aberdeen have actually retired Norman Goldie's seat in the Merkland stand. They've painted it white and red. He's well known for his choice of socks. Red and white socks, always to be seen wearing sandals. Here's Considine. All the way through to Hamilton. Adam Collin. A successive start. On loan from Rotherham until the end of the season. His contract with Rotherham will end shortly.
Got a decision to make, Derek McInnes, for next season in a number of positions, but I would suggest goalkeeper is an important one. Just wonder whether
Danny Rogers, coming back. He's been on loan at Falkirk, and we saw him the other night.
On the same wavelength there, Derek, weren't we?
As usual.
I'd like to see him given a chance, I would. You know, I think he's deserved it. I think he's been extremely competent this season.
Now again, quick throw. Kenny McLean going after it, but tapped out by Alim Öztürk. Niall McGinn will leave it for Shaylin Logan to take. Oshaniwa comes off Logan last of all, goes spinning into the Richard Donald stand.
You just feel that Aberdeen have to be quite intricate. They're going to get the goal. Hearts, I think, would invite crosses into the box. They dealt with it well back in Tynecastle. Last victory. Again tonight, Aberdeen don't have a Church or a Rooney, that physical presence in that centre-forward area.
Aberdeen have suffered just one home defeat all season. That was the thrashing against St Johnstone. Considine, Jack. Hayes with the flick. Almost came off. Logan now. Kenny McLean. And punched away by Hamilton. Zanata. Aberdeen have it again through Taylor. Now Considine. Niall McGinn. It's Blabbin and Callum Patterson watching as McGinn plays his way through. Just missed out Shinnie. And the clearance from Zanata. Hearts were fortunate. Logan now. Off the head of McLean. That was all Niall McGinn's work just seconds ago, Chris.
Yeah, brilliant, wasn't it? He took 3 Hearts players out of the game and just couldn't pick that final pass.
Nodded down by Oshaniwa. Zanata. Dario Zanata, the Canadian. He's made rapid progress at Riccarton, Hearts training ground.
Yeah, this is McGinn again, isn't it? Little shift, nutmeg, acceleration. And then I think there's good defending actually from Hearts, just shutting Shinnie down, giving no option for the ball, and McInnes feel he just got that wrong.
And Jimmy Nicholl here to watch Niall McGinn tonight. Former Aberdeen assistant manager, worked with Jimmy Calderwood, of course. Jimmy Nicholl these days, assistant manager with Northern Ireland.
Was that Phil Brown just below him, the Southend manager?
And by Perry Kitchen. And McKenna. Only to Patterson. Prince Bwabin hugging the right-hand touchline. Never quite know who's going to turn up. Now it's Willow Flood. When it comes to Zanata. There's a space for Dowda, but the offside flag is up.
Yeah, they got that right. There's Phil Brown.
Sometimes the clubs themselves don't know who's going to attend when requests come in from other clubs, but
I wouldn't have thought he drove up. Long drive.
You know a little bit about that, Chris. That's the way to do it, though. Dice Airport not very far away. Ash Taylor. Here's Jack. Shinnie and Flood. Almost something of a revolving door attack for Aberdeen tonight without a true centre forward. McLean Trying to play centrally when he can. Logan. Niall McGinn.
McLean's one of those players. He's got a football brain, hasn't he? He could play any position. That awareness, good link up, lovely left foot.
Aberdeen with the early possession advantage. Shay Logan named in the Premiership Team of the Year.
Did I just say had a lovely left foot?
I think he's been working on that since the game started. A few more puffs. Nearly there. Oshaniwa. Looking for Wanma. McKenna letting it drop. Dowda. Taylor has reached out for it. Here's Wanma. Wabin wanted it played to him right across the penalty area. Didn't arrive at the feet of Prince Wabin.
It's the first time Hearts have really threatened. 18 minutes into the game, he looks up, trying to pick Dowda, who's on his heels. He's got to make a definitive run.
Awkward sun for so many tonight. There's a breeze blowing as well, as is usually the case, so close to the North Sea. Nobody won't have that problem apparently 3 years from now. Comes off Ryan Jack. His named skipper last June. I remember in the last game Aberdeen played against Hearts, he went off just before the break. Well, it might be the end of his season, not a bit of it. Oshaniwa. Almost fell nicely for Wanma. McKenna just moved across to try to deal with the threat. Considine, and now Shinnie, and Patterson a bit clumsy there. Callum Patterson.
Yeah, silly foul because Shinnie's not going anywhere. Buys a free kick.
Well, a big one coming up tomorrow night. We're on the air at 7 for the Ladbrokes Premiership Playoff semi-final second leg. 2-2, Falkirk against Hibernian. BT Sport 1. And for the winners play Kilmarnock. Lee Clark will be amongst our guests tomorrow. And on Saturday it is Kilmarnock against Dundee United in the Ladbrokes Premiership. Midday, BT Sport 1. Ray McKinnon on board with Dundee United. New manager. We're on the 20th minute. Quietish start to the proceedings, Chris.
Yes, it is. I think Aberdeen have started on the front foot. Hearts haven't offered much going forward.
Well, let's see if there's a bit of running room for Johnny Hayes. Those quick steps.
Ozturk did well, didn't he? He just got round. Hayes is quick, gambles on the flick. He had to get that right.
Alim Öztürk doing his job defensively. The idea was to spring Dowda on the Aberdeen defence that time. McLean. Look at a glide through met by Arno Hume.
That's a free kick.
Referee didn't think so. Now Patterson. And McKenna doing the ushering back to Adam Collin.
He gets one in the back. Should have been a free kick. I mean, how'd you like them?
Aberdeen have lost just one of their last 7 home games against Heart of Midlothian. It was the 3-1 reverse in November 2013. And McGinn teasing here. And it does work its way back to Hamilton. Kenny Kitchen was inside the box.
The cross takes a deflection, doesn't it? And then Kitchen didn't guide it back to the goalkeeper.
9th Hearts' first team appearance for Jack Hamilton. Hearts unbeaten when he has been between the posts.
Yeah, and what talk about loaning him out next season, but you never know, do you? You know, big performance tonight. He plays well and he shows that he's extremely competent. That's how you get on. You put the seed of doubt in the manager's mind. Should I play him?
Hayes took it away from Kitchen. In goes Öztürk. Kitchen getting a moment's peace from Johnny Hayes, the ubiquitous Hayes.
He's been outstanding all season, Johnny Hayes, hasn't he? He's got that burst, hasn't he? He's also got awareness, he's inventive. Interesting to see whether he starts in the Euros.
It's in the Republic of Ireland squad again. A match coming up against the Netherlands. Direct approach from Adam Collin. McLean vying for it with Oshaniwa. Rollo Flood fully committed. Here's Hayes. And tripped up. And it's going to be a free kick in a position of real danger. And the yellow card as well. Oshaniwa.
Well, Flood does well. It was a free kick in the first place from Suter, but Dallas lets the play go on. And that's just a stupid foul to give away from Oshaniwa. Didn't know whether there was a little bit of afters as well. This is a good opportunity. The only thing I'd say is it's very hard to get this up and down from such close range.
Jack Hamilton just organising his wall. On your toes is the cry from the Hearts keeper. McGinn and McLean. Who is it going to be for Aberdeen? Tense moment in the 25th minute at Pittodrie. And it's Niall McGinn. You saw what he was trying. Couldn't pick out the target though.
Yeah, as I said, really difficult skill to get that up and down. It's a million miles away, but far enough.
He scored 5 goals in 9 matches for Aberdeen against Hearts. First official attempt of the night. Headed forward by Considine. Misjudged by Öztürk. And again, McLean is waiting in the centre. Kenny McLean couldn't quite get there. Öztürk trying to play his way out of trouble. Don't see too many mistakes from Alim Öztürk. Logan taking it in his stride and thwarting Juanma.
Yeah, I thought Sonata took the wrong option.
Oshaniwa, the player who was shown the yellow card, just going back to the award of the free kick. Arno Jube. Tremendous attacking force in the Hearts midfield. Graham Shinney is the record holder for appearances in the rebranded Premiership. His 110th appearance in all. He started every league game this term for Aberdeen.
He's a great player to have in your squad, isn't he? Good reader of the game. Left back, central midfield.
Oshaniwa just winding himself up for the long throw. Again by Juwon Oshaniwa. Logan. Oshaniwa. Sort of compelled to get rid of it. It's not normally John Souttar's style.
I don't mind that. Take no chances. The Hearts forwards need to show a bit more urgency, a bit more movement.
Johnny Hayes taking on Oshaniwa, releasing the ball. Hayes, so often the Aberdeen match winner.
Both Hearts centre forwards are coming so deep that when the centre backs from Hearts clear the ball, they're in no position to chase it down at all.
When the sides met here at Pittodrie in December, Aberdeen took the game to Hearts most of the way, but it was a very, very late goal. Settled the issue. Ready penalty after a moment of madness from Jordan McGee inside the box. Here's Hayes. And off Oshaniwa. Corner to Aberdeen.
Yeah, brilliant. And Oshaniwa now on a yellow card, has to be careful. This is what Johnny Hayes is all about. Direct. Wins the corner.
First corner then. Taylor and Considine there for the set play. Taken by Niall McGinn. Andrew Dallas spotting the infringement. And Derek McInnes under contract until 2019. He's been full of praise for the new stadium proposal. Of course, the new training centre proposal, although earlier, Chris, you felt that that wasn't quite as important as some of us are making out.
Well, I'd rather, if I was an Aberdeen fan, see investment into the playing squad. All right, you know, people say they weren't a million miles away this season, but with a bit of investment in January, give yourself an opportunity to do stuff on the pitch. Blackburn Rovers 94-95, we won the Premier League. We used to train in the local park, cleared the dog's mess off before, and on we went.
For Aberdeen over the years, many times it's been on the beach. Really a permanent training ground. Been using Balgownie this season.
Comfort's nice, but it's surely about prioritising, isn't it?
Zanata. One mark. Let's give Hearts a focal point in attack. The man from Valencia scored after 193 seconds in his league debut against St Johnstone. Spotted away by Logan. Looked like a foul. Johnny Hayes winning the free kick. Zanata going in.
And a little nudge in the back, and he's everywhere, Johnny Hayes.
Walked away with a hat-trick of awards at the Aberdeen dinner, the awards dinner recently. Player of the Year, Player of the Year, and he got the goal of the season to boot. A 2-1 win over Celtic. McLean, saw one.
You know, McLean's done ever so well, and it's not his natural position. He thought he'd come off, but he's read the flight of the ball superbly, taken it in at times, and again there. Surely that's a free kick for Aberdeen. He got there first and got clattered. Shouldn't be a drop ball.
That's what Andrew Dallas has ruled, drop ball.
It doesn't make a lot of sense, that, to me.
No more sunlight problems for Jack Hamilton. Hayes. No luck for Dowda, but Joom following through, and Wanma tried to play it towards Dowda. Just bounced off McKenna. There was a shout for handball. That's offside. Prince Bwabin.
Well, my first impression was McKenna's hand wasn't in an unnatural position. I think Wanma's trying to offload the pass quickly because Dowda's made the run, His hand's by his side. He can't move his hand out of the way. That's the correct decision. Not like McCracken.
Yeah, it's just what we need tonight, Chris. Another debate about handball. Didn't have enough discussion about that on Tuesday, did we?
No, we didn't.
And here's Hayes. Thundered away by Oshaniwa. Just a reminder, coming up on Sunday, Forest Green Rovers against Grimsby Town, 3:15, BT Sport 1, the Vanarama National League playoff final. Saturday the 21st of May for the Emirates FA Cup final. Crystal Palace and Manchester United. BT Sport 2, and get closer to the action in 4K on BT Sport Ultra HD. McKenna.
Really good defending. And the young man, Dowda's no slouch, but his distance is right. Goal side, took no chances.
He's been affiliated with Aberdeen since the age of 11. Scott McKenna. Again, Oshaniwa hears it from the South Stand regulars. Thought he was guilty of taking the throw from the incorrect position. And Colin, that's the one that got away from him. Callum Patterson. Here's Juanma. He's lost his concentration for a second. McKenna, Patterson back in there. And Zanata was stealing in. And it's Colin. Well, he had to go some to get there to deny Prince Boabin.
He just tries to kill up. Does it take a little deflection and then Colin reacts? Well, maybe not so hit the stud, but goes down and an important tip round the post.
And here is Zanata, the youngster. And Colin trying to get his glove to it. Succeeded in the end. It was almost slow motion stuff.
Yeah, good basketball from Colin.
Comes off Prince Boabin.
With that shot from Boabin, just seen Colin get his feet moving, committed to the dive and got there in the end.
Sent away by John Suter. So his younger brother Harry made his Dundee United first team debut the other night. They draw with Partick Thistle. Might see him on Saturday at Rugby Park. Dundee United end their season there. Oshaniwa. Wasn't down to be first choice for Nigeria at the last World Cup, but benefited from an injury picked up by Elvis Echiejile. Took part in every game for the Super Eagles. Joom, it falls for Shinnie. Very versatile, being used in midfield by Aberdeen tonight. McLean to Hayes. Defenders backing off. Johnny Hayes. And again, Kitchen had an important role to play alongside Oshaniwa.
Didn't get his feet sorted there, Johnny Hayes. Running quickly, tried a little shift onto his right foot and got stuck. Oshaniwa up just there, doesn't get a good connection. Kitchen does get across well.
McLean working back the way now for Aberdeen. Does want to get into double figures before the season is out. 9 goals this term for Kenny McLean. There's Turk. Boabin. Now Joom towards Dowda. No, Joom. Juanma. Right on top of him was Ash Taylor. Kitchen. And Considine watching as it bounces through. One was made by Prince Boivin.
You need your centre forward there, Wanmar, to get hold of the ball. Takes a really heavy touch.
Robbie Nielsen, Steve Crawford. The two men come up with the tactical plan tonight. As we said when last Hearts were here, they were very defensive, they were very physical as well.
Well, regardless of the result tonight, I think they've had a brilliant season. I really do. I think they've punched above their weight. They've come in, they've stamped their authority. Some decent bits of business. Got a good young core of players, haven't they? Nicholson and Walker. Seen another on the conveyor belt tonight. Patterson. Zanata.
The feel-good factor is very high in Gorgie at the moment, with good reason. Ended up being something of a cakewalk in the championship last term. It's excellent going to be third on the top flight of Scottish football, first season back. Now Logan is cutting in. Shay Logan. Well, they right back. He scored 9 goals in his Aberdeen career.
Well, he had to shoot, didn't he? Because there wasn't another Aberdeen player in sight. Takes a good touch with that right foot. No conviction in that left foot shot.
His last goal was a decisive goal against Kilmarnock on the 12th of March in Logan's 100th Aberdeen appearance. Niall McGinn.
Hey, let him go outside. Let him go outside.
Kitchen covering once again. Came off Öztürk. Here's Perry Kitchen. Adam Collin. And he's skewed it again. Joom and Wanmar offside.
That looked a close one to me. Wondered whether Joom thought about shooting and Collin's poor kick. Just when he takes a touch there, having a go, he doesn't, and he has gone early.
Gavin Harris, good spot.
He looks proud of that one.
Andrew Dallas is the man in the middle tonight. So much talk about refereeing appointments for the big games this week, and of course the Scottish Cup final to come. Craig Thompson will be on duty tomorrow night in Falkirk. Game against Hibs, the Premiership playoff semi-final second leg. And congratulations due to Stephen McLean, who's been handed the Scottish Cup final meeting of Rangers and Hibs. 21st of May. Hamilton, not quite what he had in mind. Wanmar, leaning into him was Taylor. Here's Zanata. One North American to another. Zanata, the Canadian, to Kitchen, the USA international. And now the Nigerian Oshiriwa. Zanata. Tried to intervene. Boivin and Abiola Dowda couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, they just worry me, that Aberdeen back line. Seen it many times this season. They gamble and try and play offside. Another poor kick from Collin.
Well, that's 3 we've seen now from Adam Collin. Öztürk. Patterson. Talking about Fox. Considine. Digging in, Andrew Considine.
Patterson just gets his body in. There's an Aberdeen throw.
Considine has only been on the winning side with Aberdeen 5 times in 25 total meetings with Heart of Midlothian. Tells you that over recent years the trend hasn't necessarily been Aberdeen's friend. Matches against the Jambos. Öztürk.
I think both goalkeepers' distribution has to be said, has been really poor. But Oztuk under pressure with that kick out. There's Adam Collin, keeps persisting with that kick of his. That hasn't worked a couple of times. Just kick it normally. Don't try things you can't do.
Such an important part of the game for goalkeepers nowadays, isn't it, Chris? Not just about dealing with crosses, stopping shots.
No, it is, but, you know, as I say, you do things which you're capable of. If you're not, play safe.
3 minutes to go to half-time. Only a paucity of good goal-scoring chances. Aberdeen have looked the likelier side. And we're coming up during the interval. Darryl Curry with Michael Stewart, Paul Hartley and Stephen Craigan. We'll get their reflections.
I suppose there's not too much to reflect. And a bit of a stalemate.
Comes off Wabbin. Played forward by Jack, who's back there again. 11th successive start for Ryan Jack. Nothing there apparently. Howls from the Aberdeen fans just in front of us.
Just going into the half-time. I'm sure Craigan and Stewart will find something to argue about.
They might well have heard something you've said, Chris, that they want to make a point about and probably disagree with.
Well, thank God Paul Hartley's there.
Patterson spoons it in. Oh, it's dropped by Colin, but the flag had come to his aid anyway.
I think he pretended he meant that, didn't he? He really didn't.
Butterfinger tendencies.
Yes, lazy centre forward play, not to stay onside, but this there. Oh.
I'll tell you, Derek McInnes had a bit of a chuckle about that.
I think that was a real chuckle.
Wouldn't have been laughing had the flag not been raised, that's for sure. It'll be interesting to see what Hearts do this summer on the recruitment front. Talk of adding 3 or 4 players. Striker, of course, a priority.
I see their midfield, Kitchen and Jube. I quite like that.
And Oshaniwa, it's been a running battle between Oshaniwa and the Aberdeen supporters in the South Stand.
I think everybody's looking for a striker, aren't they? Wanmar is such a frustration, because on his day he is a handful, but just not consistent enough.
Bounced awkwardly off Dowda. Jube. Patterson wanted it and has it now. Callum Patterson for Hearts. Lofting it over. And the first half comes to an end. Well, not an awful lot to report, it would have to be said. One moment of great skill from Niall McGinn for Aberdeen. A free kick from McGinn that didn't miss by all that much. Hearts predominantly in defensive mode. It is a story of stalemate. Aberdeen 0, Heart of Midlothian 0. That wonderful burst of skill in the first half, and then he took the free kick, opting for finesse. Just a few minutes after that, didn't miss by all that much. Will be Aberdeen playing towards the King Street end of Pittodrie. Usually in the second half they like to fire towards the beach end. What's the matter of that awkward sun earlier that Jack Hamilton was looking into? Understandable that Aberdeen would want to play that way in the first 45 under the circumstances. Here's McKenna up towards Graham Shinney. He has taken to life with the Dons. He's playing in his home city. McGinn scrapes it in. Away by Aline Öztürk. Chris, what are you looking for in the second half?
Well, just firstly, what a ball from McKenna, weighted beautifully into Shinnie. Hearts have to really up their game, especially the centre forwards.
There's the ball inside the quadrant. Taken by Niall McGinn.
I think you knew the answer.
Didn't want to be overly fastidious, but didn't look as though it was in. Taken by Considine. Here is McKenna. Now Taylor. Sometimes you look at Ash Taylor and you feel that he fancies himself as a bit of a ball player. Logan.
I think that's the problem with Ash Taylor. You have to give it simple to someone who can play.
Considine. He was certainly trying to keep it simple.
Well, look down at the English Premier League and on how Sunderland, how they've stayed up. They don't mess around at the back. They boot it, head it, rose head when it's on. I think there's a lesson there.
Considine certainly is a defender of the no-nonsense variety. His father, Dougie, member of the Aberdeen squad that won the title in 1980 under Alex Ferguson. Patterson, who missed the April meeting of the two sides because of a shoulder injury. Here's Perry Kitchen. Logan trying to take charge. Öztürk stretching for it. Ali Öztürk did well. And again, a glorious play. Juanma was drifted off to the left. And behind for the corner by Logan.
That's brilliant from Öztürk. Last ditch, wasn't it? And then watch this. It's the old Maradona twirl, that one, Derek.
It's going to be young Zanata to take it. Dario Zanata, Juanma. Who me? He's asking. And Patterson was jousting for it as well. Let's have another look, Chris.
They've both got hands on each other. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Half-time fair. Choices. Colin. No kicking problems that time. Shinnie. Jack was beside him. Here is Considine. Andrew Considine on Prince Guabin. Free kick to Hearts. Just talking to Gordon Patterson, the Hearts kit manager, earlier, saying that Hearts will be keeping the Rickerton training centre open right the way through the summer. No break for the kit manager, certainly. Players might get a bit of time off. Jack. McLean. And McGinn just looking over his shoulder. Shinnie was up there, so too Jack. It's with Hayes and Jack and Hayes again. Johnny Hayes pulls it.
It's really well worked, wasn't it, from Aberdeen up the pitch? As it came across first time, I wondered whether Hayes was going to try a volley. Left foot, comes in on his right foot and drags it.
Named in that PFA Scotland Team of the Year, on the shortlist for the PFA Scotland Player of the Year. It's one short of the 20 mark in terms of goals for Aberdeen in his career. See if he can hit that milestone tonight. And the opportunity just seconds ago. Dowda trying to get past Taylor. Still Dowda. Well, Taylor made a bit of a mess of that. And Dowda high and hopeful.
Just on the shoulder, Dowda. And Taylor gambles, doesn't he? Gets away with it, gets back, and just about does enough.
Almost hit our reporter, Ailey Barber.
Showing great bravery, wasn't she?
Viola Dowda on loan from the Dutch club Vitesse. Robbie Nielsen looking for more forward-thinking approach from Hearts in the second half. Didn't have a lot to say for themselves in an attacking sense in the first 45.
Speaking to Stephen Craigan on the way up, we do talk, me and Stephen. Just, you know, he talked about Wanmar's body language, and you watch him and he just doesn't look bothered. I'm afraid I'd hook him. I'd get someone who wants to go on and run around and show a bit of energy and cause a threat.
Let's have Gavin Riley waiting in the wings. Taylor. Jack. The head of Doom. Ryan Jack once more. Johnny Hayes. Oh, that's tidy work from Hayes. Here's Logan. And McLean trying to get in behind Öztürk. Stretching for Ali Öztürk. Ryan Jack. McGinn. Shinnie. McLean. Waiting inside the penalty area. McGinn against Oshaniwa. Aberdeen throw. Johnny Hayes. So often the trump card for the Dons. Flood appears to be struggling a bit. So Aberdeen might have to make a change there. It's Patterson with Shinnie biting at his ankles. Throw into Hearts. There is Willow Flood. They are monitoring the Irishman on the Aberdeen bench. That's what happened to Willow Flood, Chris.
Tweak, I think, on that right ankle. He slipped. He's moving gingerly.
Taken by Considine, nodded down by Patterson. Wabin didn't get away with that. Kitchen. He's very much hoping to be named in the USA squad for the Copa America Centenario, the 100th edition. There's Ash Taylor. Quite a lot of people looking forward to that Copa America Centenario this summer in the USA. Wamba. McKenna trying to pin down Wanma. Suppose arriving Zanata. Was he bundled to the ground? Apparently not. No free kick. Shinnie. Hayes. Flood was backpedaling seconds ago. Here's Hayes on the front foot for Aberdeen, and Hamilton did enough.
Good goalkeeping from Hamilton, making a decision. Maybe could have caught it. Made a decision.
Towner's on the ground. Free kick here. Now, should this have been a free kick?
Well, there's clearly a nudge in the back. I think Dallas didn't give it because he thought Zanata had overhit it. Clear free kick. A bad miss from the referee.
Andrew Dallas just having a word with Prince Wabin. John Suter in position. Signed by Hearts just 2 minutes before the deadline. Winter transfer period. Former Dundee United player.
Now, as that free kick was taken, not one of the centre forwards has bothered themselves to peel off on a centre half and show.
Kitchen. He wanted handball. Wabin. Wanma on the right-hand side now. Dowda's in the centre. Wanma trying to beat McKenna. Patterson. Well, not exactly what he had planned, Callum Patterson.
We've all done it. The old left onto right. I think that's what's called a shank.
Normally has the knack against Aberdeen. He scored the goal that knocked them out of the Scottish Cup earlier this season. 3 goals in 8 total matches for Hearts against the Dons. Andrew Considine looking for a bit of sympathy from Andrew Dallas and getting it as Patterson walks away from the scene of the crime.
Considine just nicks the ball. Patterson obstructs.
There is that robust side to Hearts. Seen plenty of it this season.
Well, frankly, they bullied Aberdeen last time out, didn't they? Big physical side.
Struggle for Aberdeen in the last 2 games at Tynecastle, but the men in red on home turf this evening, trying to make home advantage count. Took it short at the end. It's Johnny Hayes, and off Perry Kitchen behind for the corner.
It was a good strike, wasn't it, from Hayes? Takes that touch, head up, trying to drive it into that far corner. Kitchen got in the way, was brave.
Hayes to deliver. Interesting Aberdeen setup. This corner. Spread far apart. Johnny Hayes with it. Back in there by Willow Flood. Appears to have recovered from the earlier knock. Kenny McLean was in danger of losing out, but Flood. So McLean had kept it going. Now Hayes. As Dan steps again. Ryan Jack. McGinn. Niall McGinn. Oh, he was eyeing the top corner. He wondered if it might just be going in.
Yeah, we see what he was trying there, McGinn. Shift back onto his right foot and trying to bend it. He's inches wide of that far post.
Well, he's had his moments in this game. Niall McGinn in his 4th Aberdeen season. It's quite the record against Hearts. 5 goals in 9. Aberdeen just switching off for a second. Here's Wanma. Taylor was appealing for offside. McKenna dicing with danger. Colin away. Unaware of Dowda's presence inside the area.
Yeah, well, Colin did well, didn't he? Concentrated on the connection.
Patterson. Aberdeen, by the way, receiving approximately £285,000 more than Hearts. How about you finishing 2nd as opposed to 3rd? Did wonder for a while if Hearts might be able to push Aberdeen all the way, but the truth is both sides have gone off the boil in the last few weeks. No wins for Heart of Midlothian since they put Aberdeen to the sword at Tynecastle. Shea Logan. Johnny Hayes takes over. McKenna, nobody in the vicinity. Patterson, the header away for Hearts. Willow Flood back to Adam Collin. Testing out that right boot of his. Kitchen. Taylor, safety first. Colin. Dario Zanata. Robbed of it easily by Ryan Jack. Logan. trying to go into construction mode. Slowed down by Patterson. Optimistic run by Boabin. McKenna. I thought it'd come off Boabin last of all, but it wasn't how Graham Leslie, the assistant referee, saw things. Off Willow Flood, and off the arm of Willow Flood. Free kick.
An easy handball decision for a referee.
Well, still talking it over, Robbie Nielsen and Stevie Crawford. Back in February, both were signed up until 2018. Zanata to take this. And Colin, you heard the cry. Keeper's ball. Well, into orbit. And then Kitchen getting underneath that one for Hearts. And back with Jack Hamilton. As we said earlier, likely to be loaned out somewhere next season. Hearts feel that he does have the ability to be the goalkeeper of the future. And when you're as confident as Hamilton was just then, why not?
You've got to cut that out of his game, I can tell you.
If we were in the Netherlands, we'd be saying, good on you. That's the way to do it. Now Patterson goes down. Hamilton showing off his ability on the ball. And Jack seeing yellow. Looks a bit bemused, doesn't he, Ryan Jack?
I think this is a yellow card. Jack committed himself. He went to ground. Andrew Dallas has got that right.
Sam Nicholson has been doing a bit of warming up. Just in conversation there with Robbie Nielsen. Alim Öztürk, is it going to be the Öztürk special? We know he's capable. He tends to prefer to score from a bit farther out than this. And being very meticulous under the supervision of Andrew Dallas. It's going to be the right foot of Alim Öztürk, and Colin unable to keep it out. Abiola Dauda gives Hearts the lead. It all came from the Öztürk free kick, and Colin only pushing it into the path of the grateful Dauda. Hearts have the lead at Pataudry.
I think it's all about the movement, which Öztürk gets on the ball, the action on the ball. And it cuts and dips back. And credit to Dauda, he's on his toes. He's following in, he's gambling. And it's an easy tap in, an easy finish. Simply, he reacts quicker than the Aberdeen back line.
Dauda, quick thinking, the man on loan from Vitesse, the Dutch club. And sure-footed there. Well, muted celebration from Robbie Nielsen. Öztürk had his part to play in that.
It's brilliant from Öztürk, isn't it? The pace, the power, the movement.
Offside here against Juanma.
Well, Juanma was only the 8 yards offside. Some appeal, that.
Well, now stretching his legs, Juanma, and not much defending going on from Aberdeen. Dauda positioned in the centre, couldn't quite reach it. Abiola Dauda The feed by Wanma. Aberdeen really scrambling to get bodies back.
Well, I think Aberdeen were wondering whether he was offside. Very close, because Wanma started the run from in his own half. I think he may have been slightly off. He should get this pass right. That isn't a difficult pass. Just has to weight it better.
There was Wanma.
Yeah, he's in his own half.
Pass from Wabin. And he certainly was inside his own half. Can't be offside from there.
Well, I think McKenna there shouldn't gamble in that situation. His decision should have been to try and get across, see the danger of Wanma and shuffle across. You don't risk in that situation.
Tony Docherty, Gordon Marshall, pens at the ready. They might want to make a change shortly. Aberdeen. No joy for the Hearts supporters who've made the 126-mile journey on this Thursday night. Hearts were on the cusp of bringing on Sam Nicholson for Dario Zanatta. Flood. Aberdeen, who have lost just once at home all season long. McGinn. It's a shot he would like to forget all about.
Yeah, on his weak left foot, wasn't it? Brilliant from Hayes again. He occupied 3 or 4 Hearts players. His weight of pass was lovely.
Now that part of Midlothian change. Sam Nicholson to come on for Dario Zanatta. Robbie Nielsen wanted to have a good look at Zanatta tonight. He's given him almost 68 minutes. Just reviewing his performance.
Yeah, you know what, I like that. There, you know, he's a young man trying to make his way in the game. And it's good to see him get the opportunity. The manager's made a change. You're telling him what he wants next time he plays. Is he explaining him? And that's part of his education as a young man.
Sam Nicholson on the pitch now. March Young Player of the Year, the pride of Pennycook.
As Zanatta gets older, he'll learn to argue.
I'm guessing you learn quite quickly, Chris.
I learned extremely young.
Yeah.
Blame everybody else.
Patterson, Wabin, Considine. And here is Nicholson just leaving it for Oshaniwa. Again felt he had done little wrong. David Harris has had to raise that flag plenty of times tonight. Assistant referee on the main stand side. Jack Hamilton, something of a lucky charm as Hearts goalkeeper. They are unbeaten with him between the posts. Mostly a tale of victories with Hamilton in the side. Can Hearts see this out? Suter with the illegal piece of play. Jack. Ash Taylor. It's going to be Smith coming on for Aberdeen. Now the change to be made by Derek McInnes. And that's it for McKenna. His first Aberdeen start. I don't think he let the side down, did he?
I think he's had a decent game. I do. He's done some really good things. Shackled Wanma and Dowda pretty well. I think he can be pleased with his night.
So off goes a central defender. On comes an attacking midfield player in Cammy Smith. Of course, they have flexibility in the make-up, Aberdeen, with Considine and Shinnie able to fill multiple positions. And Smith only just on, and Wanma down. Joom moved in. He had something to say to Cammy Smith.
You just never know with Wanma, do you? He gets his body in, takes a hit. He goes down, rolls around on the floor. He does that often.
He's playing in Greek football. Kaloni, Wanma before making the move to the Scottish capital. "13 goals in all this season. 3 in his last 5. A brace against Aberdeen in April. Scored as a substitute against Ross County on Saturday in the 1-1 draw at Tynecastle. Here is Wanma, but it's flood for Aberdeen. McLean. And Hayes. Well, Flood is on the ground, midway inside his own half. And we thought he might have to leave the match earlier. Aberdeen chasing this game. Remember, they need to win their last 2 in order to break their own club points record for a single season. Final game is against Ross County here at Pittodrie on Sunday. The right ankle of Willo Flood seems to be the problem. Oshaniwa. Taylor is doing the covering, making sure nothing untoward happened. Falkirk against Taberni, and tomorrow night join us from 7 on BT Sport 1, the second leg of the Premiership playoff semi-final, 2-2 at the first time of asking. We're also with you on Saturday, Kilmarnock against Dundee United. Round 38 in the Ladbrokes Premiership, midday, BT Sport 1. Kilmarnock, remember, will play the winners of that Falkirk-Hibs tie in the playoff final. There's one remaining Premiership place up for grabs. Kitchen trots away. And Hayes and Flood. Standing over this, it's going to be left to Johnny Hayes. The left foot of Johnny Hayes. Willo Flood. And here's Ryan Jack. Hayes in there. Just lacked a bit of guile for most of this game, Aberdeen.
Yeah, it's just that problem they have in the centre-forward position. McLean's doing his best, showing some nice touches. They haven't had that ability, really, to get in behind the Hearts' back 4 enough, and then the physical presence from crosses.
I wonder if there might be a case for Scott Wright in the last few minutes of this game. Young forward. Hails from not too far from here, from Balmedi.
I think the lad said at half-time, and I think they're bang on. Why not give him a chance in a game like this? Nothing riding on it. You never know.
Taylor. There's Nicholson. Making sure it trickled out of play. One of our guests, Paul Hartley, was being serenaded there. He has both clubs in his past.
I was serenaded in a bit of a different way, walking up to the commentary box, Derek.
Why am I not 100% surprised, Mr. Sutton? McLean. Hayes. Up towards Shea Logan. And there by McGinn. It shoots through to Hamilton.
Wasn't a shot, was it? I think more of a just trying to hook it into the area.
It's been a very effective mix of steel and style from Hearts this season. Interestingly, Robbie Nielsen has said that he might want to alter the style a bit to tweak it. It's going to be interesting to see what form that takes. As I said earlier, both sides will be back in training around the 15th of June, ahead of the Europa League qualifiers, both having to enter in the first qualifying round. It's going to be hard to set up practice matches that time of year, in the middle of June. Maybe they should play each other in a non-tackling game or something like that.
I don't think that would be non-tackling though, would it?
Not usually the case when Aberdeen lock horns with Hearts.
Well, Aberdeen were sensational, weren't they? At the start of the campaign this season. Just wonder whether that's had a little bit of an effect. Whether more changes in January. You know, for me, they could have really pushed Celtic.
McGinn. Oh, the slip by McLean. Here's Boabin. And Jack trying to do the hassling. Prince Boabin once more, wedges it.
He's looking for some movement, Boabin is, from Wanmar. And he just moves too late. It's like he can't be bothered.
Don't forget, it's Forest Green Rovers and Grimsby Town, Vanarama National League. The playoff final Sunday, 3:15 for that game. BT Sport 1. The stakes are high.
Well, Forest Green sacked their manager when they're in the playoffs. That's how hard it's getting.
That sums it up. Cruel business. And again back to Jack. Here's Cammy Smith. Followed by Suter. Oshaniwa.
No one in the box. And Cammy Smith made that run a good run in the back of Hearts' defence, and he looked up. There was nobody in the box.
Part of Midlothian are going to bring on Gavin Riley. As we saw earlier, a dab hand at Bowles. How accurate can he be here for Hearts? You'll hope as accurate as Dowda was earlier, albeit it was a simple chance, but he still had to react. That's the Hearts change. Gavin Riley, the former Queen of the South man, is on.
And he's replaced by number 20, Gavin Riley.
.11 minutes left for play. 2-1 Oshaniwa. Here's Graham Shiddy. Johnny Hayes. And Jack was up there in the advanced position. McGinn. Well, they're trying to join in with the defending. The leap by Smith. Patterson finding it. Booted away by Callum Patterson. Straight down the throat of Willow Flood. Taylor. Certainly wasn't right for Considine. Boabin. That's not going to catch out Colin.
Yeah, you know where that came from. From Riley putting the centre-halves under a little bit of pressure. Boabin should have got his head up earlier.
Here is Gavin Riley. Ten minutes to go at Pittodrie. June. Looking to give Jack the slip. Callum Patterson. Well, normally pretty adept at scoring against Aberdeen. Disappointing effort there. Well, here's another Aberdeen change. We wondered if Scott Wright might come on. It's going to be Joe Nuttall instead. And Willow Flood bids goodbye to the game. So the 19-year-old Joe Nuttall, former Manchester City youth player. 9 goals in 13 appearances for the development side. It's Nuttall's first team debut.
And good to see Eric McInnes giving him a go. I'd have liked to have seen him come on a little bit earlier.
Aberdeen haven't scored in the final 10 minutes of any match in the calendar year of 2016 so far. 17 games altogether. Johnny Hayes, well, he's not going to trouble the scorers with shooting like that.
I think it was a cross. Took a bit of a bobble, maybe. Gets his head up, looking to cross the ball in. Just there, sat up.
Rueful shake of the head from the Irishman. Crystal Palace against Manchester United is coming up Saturday the 21st of May. The Emirates FA Cup final live from Wembley. BT Sport 2, BT Sport Ultra HD. Smith. And Patterson standing guard. Taylor. Apologies for the language, our microphones picked up. McLean. Smooth on the ball. Now Hayes. That low ball in. Alim Öztürk at the reading of the situation for Hearts.
They've dealt really well all night, haven't they? The Hearts defence from cross balls. Another good position from Öztürk on that near post space.
Well, it's closing in on what would be a third successive win over Aberdeen. Shinnie with Bwamin. Set piece opportunity. Niall McGinn at the controls. Oh, barking out the instructions, Jack Hamilton. Seems to be happy with the positioning of his defenders. McGinn and Logan. That's a stretch a bit for it. Cammy Smith. Away by Wanma. Only to Shinnie. Jack. Kept in by Logan. Now Johnny Hayes. Wriggling towards the centre. McGinn. Raleigh over there to cover. Well, McGinn. Plenty of Hearts players back inside their own penalty area. Johnny Hayes just couldn't get past Arno Djoum.
Really good from Djoum. And Kitchen have broken the black superbly.
Now Gavin Riley, standing up to him Graham Shinnie, and what's more, he's kept it in play. A little bit more than 5 minutes to go. Can Aberdeen avoid what would be only their second home defeat of the entire campaign? McLean. The left foot of Kenny McLean, but meat and drink to Callum Patterson. Rabin, some danger of showing too much of it to Hayes. Shinnie trying to go around Patterson. He goes sliding in, Callum Patterson. Andrew Dallas looked on.
I think it was a free kick, a clear free kick. In the first place, Patterson too tight. Feels he got the ball, but I think he got enough of Shinnie as well.
So a corner it is. Not inside the quadrant again. McGinn and Logan was up there. He wasn't the only one. Sedine there too. Corner to Aberdeen from the right-hand side. Johnny Hayes. And there's a man who knows his quadrant. Hayes with it. Hamilton. Decisive goalkeeping.
Really good goalkeeping. Off his line, made it his. I like that. Nice and positive. See, a lot of goalkeepers these days, they want defenders to deal with that situation.
Mentioned that they want to loan Hamilton out. He has had previous loan spells at Stenhousemuir and at Forfar for Athletic. I think they might be looking at a championship side. Who knows, maybe Falkirk next season with Danny Rogers returning to parent club Aberdeen. Hearts have been resolute. They fought for this. Aberdeen playing without a recognised centre forward, certainly from the start.
Yeah, I think that's been a big problem.
They do have shown not all in the attack now.
I think as a Hearts defender, when you know everything's in front of you, it makes it easy. They'll shuffle across, stay as a unit. The problem comes as a defender. Free kick there is when centre forwards go in behind, and Aberdeen haven't done that enough.
And Ryan Jack. Suter with him. Suter's free kick.
Very good, haven't they? Öztürk and Suter as a pairing.
Hear the Hearts song in the background. So they haven't had too much joy in recent visits to Batodry. It's tonight going to be Hearts night in the northeast. There's McLean, maybe a bit so casual there, high enough degree of difficulty. Shinnie. It's Joom. Really bossing the situation, but Smith wins it back, and now McLean. And out towards that right-hand side, Shay Logan. Looking over his shoulder, Nuttall's in the centre. Away by Oshaniwa. Taylor. McLean. Hayes and Logan. And Ryan Jack was something to get there. Patterson before him. Not all back the way. McLean. Hearts stand firm. Just a bit more than a minute of normal time to go.
Well, they're not going to get their points tally this season, Aberdeen, by the looks of it, unless they get a goal quickly back.
Jordan McGee to come on. Wants to be reminded of his last visit to Batodry. Crazy handball in the dying embers to a penalty. Juanma is withdrawn, so off goes the striker, on comes the defender. Jordan McGee, the versatile defender. It's going to be a minimum of 3 added minutes, we think. We await official confirmation, but that's the word we're getting. Nicholson.
McGee's just slotted in as the third centre half.
Will indeed be 3 minutes of stoppage time. Kenny McLean. And Hamilton. Good claim again.
Lash Taylor's gone up as a makeshift centre forward, somebody to hit.
Four defeats in 6 for Aberdeen. They have slipped the last few weeks. It's been such a long season for them. It's going to be another one next term. No getting away from that when you start Europa League qualifying at the end of June.
Riley just on that free kick. He'll be bowled over with that.
Andrew Dallas just indicating that he'll take into account how long they debate taking the free kick. Hearts. Robbie Nielsen and the Hearts players almost there tonight. The final game against St Johnstone on Sunday. His own target, Robbie Nielsen. You heard him discuss it earlier. 3 points tonight, it would guarantee Hearts their highest points total in the top flight for a decade.
It's been a terrific season.
McLean switching the point of attack. Logan. And it's Shinnie arriving on the scene, away by Patterson. Hayes. To take on and beat Guabin. And it's a goal kick, and Hayes incandescent.
Well, you can normally tell from players' reactions. We don't get a great view from up here, but a bit from this angle, my money's on a corner. Just wonder what the assistant is doing on the far side.
Slight deviation. But a goal kick, the verdict. Aberdeen might not get the ball back, we shall see. There's Considine. Guabin. Ryan Jack just having a look. Ryan June just trying to help out his teammate. Well, maybe a few more seconds, not many. You wouldn't think. Taken by Patterson. It's a victory for Hearts at Pittodrie. Aberdeen go down at home for only the second time this season. And a smile on the face of Robbie Nielsen. The goal coming from Abiola Dowda after an Öztürk free kick was only pushed away by Adam Collin. And Aberdeen minus a true centre forward for most of the game. They struggled in that area. Hearts defended manfully. Öztürk, as usual, had something to say. And the Dowda goal representing the difference. The final score reads Aberdeen 0, Hearts of Midlothian 1.
Derek, Chris, many thanks indeed. Derek McInnes clapping the fans. One more home game to come, of course.